Let's talk about Al Franken. After it was revealed that Trump Attorney General Jeff Sessions misled Congress and the public about his meetings with Russian Ambassador Sergey Kislyak during the Trump campaign, Senator Al Franken of Minnesota, who was on the receiving end of some of those lies during Jeff Sessions' confirmation hearing, said, hey, listen, let's be cautious before we start calling it perjury, before we call for resignation. Let's be cautious until we know more. Al Franken now knows more and says he believes indeed Attorney General Jeff Sessions committed perjury during his confirmation hearing when he did not disclose meetings with a Russian ambassador, which we now know took place at minimum 2, apparently 3 times. Here's a reminder of that exchange between Franken and Sessions during the confirmation hearing.
Well, it's obviously extremely serious. And if there is any evidence that anyone affiliated with the Trump campaign communicated with the Russian government in the course of this campaign, what will you do?
Senator Franken, I'm not aware of any of those activities. I have been called a surrogate at a time or two in that campaign, and I not have communications with the Russians, and I'm unable to comment on it.
Right. Well, now, based on a supposedly clarifying statement from Jeff Sessions, Senator Al Franken is ready to say, I believe that he did commit perjury. Here's Al Franken on CNN yesterday.
More accurately, Sessions yesterday amended his remarks to the committee, saying that his answer was correct and that he, quote, did not mention communications he had with the Russian ambassador over the years because the question did not ask about them. What's your response, sir?
That's a ridiculous response. It's not a clarification at all. Of course, the question didn't ask about the Russian ambassador. I didn't ask him. He answered a question that he asked himself, which is, did I meet with any Russians? And he answered it falsely. He said, no, I hadn't. So this response, listen, I've been cutting him a lot of slack. I've been refusing to say that he lied. I've wanted to wait for this letter to come out. It's hard to come to any other conclusion that he just perjured himself.
So you think he perjured himself? What do you think the penalty should be? Do you think he should resign?
I think he should come before the committee and explain this.
This is actually really important. Franken was giving him the benefit of the doubt. He showed restraint. He now has more information, and the information led him to say, I believe Jeff Sessions perjured himself. Sessions had a chance to clarify and instead decided to double down. And as I mentioned earlier, it appears that even the original revelation about there having been 2 meetings is false. It now appears as though there were actually 3 meetings. It's just so tough, Pat, for Jeff Sessions to remember any of this. What was discussed, which meeting? It's all just so confusing to Jeff.
Yeah, and it was very strange for Jeff Sessions to just bring up this point when he wasn't even asked about it.
Yeah.
Usually lawyers choose their words carefully and don't self-incriminate.
Yes.
But Jeff Sessions here, going to be the top lawyer in the country, made that mistake.
A complete unforced error, because Franken didn't ask him the question that he answered. He volunteered. The question was, what would you do if you found out that some Trump people had connections or meetings with Russia? And he said, I didn't meet with anybody. He chose to volunteer that.
But in writing, Patrick Leahy did ask him if he had any connections to the Russian campaign, if he had any contact with them, and he just said in a 2-letter answer, no.
Yeah, there was no ambiguity there. And I mean, whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves, though, Pat. I mean, yes, Sessions met with Russian officials 2 to 3 times, and yes, he did mislead Congress about the matter, and yes, he was under oath while testifying, but a gentleman of Sessions' social status would never commit perjury. Any allegation is just fake news and unjustified. Yeah, right. We'll see what comes of it.